to like force them to be grateful and appreciative of the things a magical bunny left in their yard.
That is, yeah. How do you?
Like, say thank you to the Easter bunny, or maybe he won't come again. You know?
But it's also, yeah, he's not here. What do you say? You say it to the sky?
But also,
what do you do? You say it into an egg?
How dumb are kids?
They're dumb.
They're dumb.
Yeah, no.
I'm just like listening to us talk to them about it. I'm like, how the fuck did I not know?
Santa, dumb.
It doesn't make any
it's
sense.
Dumb. At least with Santa, there's so many movies to reaffirm that shit to where you're like,
there's not a lot with Easter
magic.
Bunny.
Easter Bunny?
There's a Rankin and Bass, and that's about it.
There's the scary scene from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
But like, kids not seeing that.
No, true. They shouldn't, because that's where they go to hell.
And there's an Easter bunny there?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's good. It's a
I
good
mean,
movie.
I saw it.
That movie's good.
I got one of the connections where the thing was like stuff Bill and Ted say.
I was just going to say, Joey and I will do the New York Times connections together sometimes.
Yeah.
And there was one, and I immediately saw, like, we both immediately saw one of Connections at the same moment.
Yeah.
But the one that Joey saw instantly when looking at the things was, those are all things Bill and Ted say. And mine was, those are all settings on the laundry machine.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, right, guys?
Wow.
Joey's absolute blind spot is laundry. And the last like 5 times I've been like, hey, will you put this in the dryer when it's done? I'm leaving the house. Or like, hey, will you put this load in the wash? And then I get home.
You mean
Joey,
like blind spot in terms of he intentionally forgets
No,
to do
he has
it?
no capacity for it.
I wish I was intentionally forgetting because it's upsetting to me
'Cause
how
you
much it
forgot.
doesn't stick.
The last time he was in the kitchen, I went back to the laundry room. I saw that the stuff he was supposed to put in the dryer was still in the wash.
Mhm.
And I just looked at him and I said, you forgot to switch the laundry, huh? And he just goes, ugh. Just like his whole body drops and he's just like, I'm sorry. So then today we were both leaving the house for separate errands, but I knew that I was going to be gone a lot longer than him.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, it'd be great if when you get home, you do a load of laundry. And then when I get home, I'll fold it and put it away.
Great.
And he was just like, oh, I will try so hard, but I'm sorry. And I was like,
Pre-sorry.
Pre-sorry.
So then I said, okay, here's what's going to happen. We think you can remember the laundry. Just stick my finger in your butt.
And I was like, yes,
We
yes, I
we
will.
were in
Do
the
it.
driveway,
Do it. Do
like,
it.
Get it in the car.
Yeah. We'll remember.
I'm backing my ass up at her. Do it. Do it.
So
Just get it.
Instead, I stuck my finger in his ear.
Well, do you want it done or do you not?
Yeah.
We
How
just
bad
say
do you
ear.
want it? Do
But
it.
he remembered to do the laundry today.
I did.
There we go. All right.
Good job.
Welcome to an all-new episode of LOLJK, Saving the World One Topic at a Time. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Reinish.
I'm Conley Bay.
I'm Kim.
I'm Brian.
Just remember, if you need to remember
If
something,
you need
stick your
husband to
finger
remember
in your
something,
butt.
Associate it with a
Or
thumb up
stick
the
your
butt.
finger in the other butt.
the ear.
A consenting partner's butt.
Ear
if they want to
head
remember.
Or the ear.
The butt of the head.
The butt of the side of the
The
head.
ear, the
I would
anus
say
of the
butt-
head.
Yeah.
We're going to just do this from
Yeah.
now on. Is there the balls of the mouth, the butt of the head,
We haven't said, well, it's the anus.
the anus of the head? I can't
Yeah.
put anus in the
Well, it's
title.
not the butt. The butt, I think, is the roundy.
The cheeks are involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Oh,
whole package.
the butts. The cheeks are the butt. Of the,
I got an email.
That's why I know the sphincter of the head.
yeah.
I got an email from Chris McCaleb, like not about that, but the very beginning of the email, he's
it
like,
absolutely could have been.
but he's like, first off, the balls of the mouth is a top tier title, and then completely not related to that.
Unreal business.
Yeah,
pure
business.
business.
Yeah.
First of all, agree.
Yeah.
Second of all,
And I'm like, it's the scary part about it is we've probably made the joke 100 episodes ago, and all 4 of us forgot.
who
Could
can say?
very
No
very
one
well
can
be.
say for sure.
To be fair, I forgot about it until just now.
Yeah, this.
Well, he read me the thing, and I was like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
What's he say? It's talking about the tonsils.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good joke.
That's funny. Who said that?
Yeah.
We
Who
did.
said that?
Oh,
I'll be honest. I've never had more people reach out agreeing.
About the balls of the mouth?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
you had randos breach out about balls in the mouth as well?
it's happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
listen,
Okay, we're
it
onto
struck a
something.
chord.
Yeah.
Balls of the mouth struck a chord with people.
Do we find our viral moment?
No,
I don't
but
think so.
it could have been.
That was their
Yes, we
dragons.
really pushed it.
For the
yeah,
other show.
the most viral thing we've ever done is talking about dragons.
Yeah, how they jizz missed.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was when we talked with Amy about Rain of Fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
For
okay.
yesterday's tomorrow today.
yeah,
Sure.
that's a good. Yeah, they don't really explain how they fuck.
We just
It's a
it came
gentle
up with a
misting.
mist. Yeah,
Like salmon?
Yeah,
Just on
kind
him.
of.
Yeah, but in the air.
Yeah.
But in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
But
know
then
like-
extra down low.
You're just like,
Did you know the dragons in that movie eat ash?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
it doesn't make any.
Well, no, I
sense!
think they burn shit to the point that it's ashen.
And then
right?
they eat
And
the
then they
ash.
eat it.
Yeah.
They just want to eat ash.
Yeah, it doesn't. I
That
mean,
doesn't even follow D&D
dragons aren't
rules.
even real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, as opposed to
That's
apocalypse
also-
Well, yeah.
movies,
that's
Whenever
also-
I start complaining about something, Joey
At
will
least,
usually
like-
boil that.
It's
down to
because it's
that.
usually during Dragon Ball. I'm like,
No,
okay.
just like any other thing like that. You'll
ah,
just be like,
Krillin's not real.
yeah.
Little
Cell-
people that small don't exist.
Without
Cell's
noses.
not real.
Yeah,
Kim's locked and loaded for a Goku
I
minute.
am.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, nice.
Well, I thought I could kick us off this
Please,
week because
do it.
I'd been teasing it for like multiple weeks now on how we would listen to the section of
Oh yeah.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, brought to you by Movies on Tape.
Yeah.
The reveal. The
The
end.
Ace Ventura Junior novelization.
And we were like, how can they possibly talk about a tuckback?
We do have to explain for everyone has seen. Okay.
Spoiler
If
alert!
for some reason you haven't seen Ace Ventura
First-
Pet Detective,
Still funny.
it
Have
is
you seen it
still
recent-
funny.
I haven't seen it
Yes,
recently,
It's
so-
still
It's still funny.
Also, I feel like at
is
an
it
appropriate
streaming on
age, the
something?
kids would love it.
Oh,
'cause-
yeah.
Oh, Jim Carrey in his
Yeah,
prime.
And the
perfect.
pest?
Oh, they're gonna be. The problem is that
double bill.
they will be talking out of their ass,
Oh,
much like myself.
absolutely.
The
When
amount
did it-
that I
wait.
talked out of my ass after seeing that movie, still to this day, insane.
When did that come out? Was
I've
it
given-
94 when that came out?
I don't know. Prime
Uh,
ass talking.
I mean, they
Like, I wanna
think
say like
asses
90
are
yeah,
hilarious.
95.
Yeah,
95?
well, wait until
All
they
right.
find out that they can talk out
So
of it,
they got-
because it'll
yeah.
be fucking
One
hilarious.
of them came the other night at bedtime and just I was sitting in the rocking chair waiting to read a book and he just comes over nude and then just ass in the air, cheeks spread, says, "Is my butt clean?"
And was it?
Yes.
Well, you
But I
saw the
still saw
inside of
in
it. Was
his
that? I was
ass.
gonna say, was that clean?
Your insides are as well.
So they think
I
spreading
can
their
see your
butt
colon,
is
too.
hilarious.
Well, it
Well,
fucking
so
is.
I'm
But-
sure they
wow.
will talk out of their butts a lot.
That's an A+ goof.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. But he didn't even mean it as a goof.
I know, but if he did, A+.
As a
I mean, but he did. He knew
Joey's-
that
Joey's
was
gonna do
not
that
a
one
thing
next.
I would
Emma,
think was
get in
appropriate.
there.
I don't think I could bring myself to.
Because
Because I want Kim to think of me as a sexual being.
No, I was gonna say. I think the worst thing I can think of is spreading for my partner to like look. That's my deepest.
Yeah, that's like I don't
I'm,
want to
like,
see that
so
ever.
I
terrified
hope
that I
nothing
had
ever
a bad
happens.
wipe like an hour before or something. Like, there's
We
no
talked
way.
about this
Yeah.
on the show
Well, let's get the
Probably.
bidet.
about like they were having like dirty bed sheets. I mean,
Yeah.
like we were trying to
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
out
yeah,
the
yeah,
reason
yeah,
behind
yeah.
it.
I mean, I'm terrified of that. I wouldn't like.
I
do
don't
my
even like
best.
looking at it myself.
Yeah. I,
How often do you look at your
Well,
own
I had
asshole?
like
He's got a mirror.
yeah
He
during like
squats.
particular flare-ups, I check,
Uh-huh.
make
Making
sure
there's no
everything's in
casserole-
order,
Make
and
sure there's
I
no casseroles down
even
there.
when I'm like getting in the position, I'm like, yucky.
it's also just there's a general staining. There's just,
Yeah.
like, there's nothing good about
I
it.
get the bleaching.
No one wants to see
I
it.
get
Oh
it.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh, it just looks dirty even when it's not.
Yeah,
Yuck.
that's the whole thing. I mean, it's so awful.
Gotta sun it.
Anyway, but the point is that at the end of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective,
Right. That's what we were talking about.
at the very
Oh, yeah.
end, spoiler alert, it is revealed at the end that the bad guy, the main bad guy, the woman who is, I think she's the chief of police,
She's a
right?
detective, or
was
yeah.
actually formerly a male football player
Mhm.
who had a
missed.
what we will call a gender affirming surgery and was a woman, but
No, she
It
had
is
a hormone
it is
affirming surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
she
not-
has breasts, and like,
Yes.
so she
Yeah.
had. I mean,
I
in
guess
theory,
he could
some
be
surgeries.
wearing a bra or something, right?
Yeah,
or
I
do we
guess she
see
could be
her
wearing-
actual
yeah.
naked
No, because
breast
he,
at any
he
point?
tears it open and he's face to
Yeah,
face with
yeah,
her.
yeah.
That's right.
So she
that's
does.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she just didn't
Because
have
that laugh he does at that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's burnt into my mind.
but it's an important detail that she did not have gender affirming surgery on the bottom. Hence, there is a really extreme tuck happening.
Yes.
And one of the end reveal is the tucked penis, which if you were
I mean,
a child,
she's wearing underwear. Like you
Yes,
see
yeah,
it
yeah,
in
yeah.
the underwear.
Yeah, you don't
it's not like
see a
naked.
dick.
Yeah.
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 but you see like a pile.
yeah,
It-
when and
Which,
when
at our youthful age, we all thought it was like, why
we
is
thought it
poopy?
was a duty.
yeah.
And
Why
we were
are they
like-
all getting sick of the
and we
duty?
were
I mean,
like-
I guess it makes sense they get sick
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
duty.
yeah.
It
I mean,
smells.
yeah, they're all like, "Whoa, she did a duty." I'm like, I get it. That is
Because all
gross.
of the men around start like gagging and puking because
Yes.
they thought she was attractive,
Well,
and
and
now
half
she's
of
a
it made-
man.
Or
and half
no,
of
I
it
think
made
she
out of her.
kissed.
Most
She
of
kissed
it.
all of
kissed
them.
a bunch of them. That's right.
I
yeah.
believe that was the
Yeah.
And, you know,
insinuation.
Homophobia in the 90s was totally
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's
rampant.
the crux of the whole movie.
I mean,
Look, that movie's funny. It has not aged great,
No.
but it's
it is building to a huge homophobic joke.
Yeah.
And transphobic
And then
joke.
immediately after the reveal, Ace goes in the shower and
And
cries to the
plunges
crying
his
game
face.
he sings he's listening to the crying game,
Yeah.
which is also a movie about a trans person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Anyway, I was like, how are they going to do this in
a junior
a junior
novelization.
novelization? So I took just as people who have already listened at home, they know what's going to happen, but I cut out like right before and
Yes.
right after. So this is
Okay.
just that section.
just that bit.
I put a
Okay.
little bit of a tape filter on this too, so you can tell if we talk over it, so it doesn't sound like there's two of me.
Okay.
Because
Good
I've
idea.
done that before, and it's very confusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, here we go.
Smart.
He took a deep breath and continued. What you might not read about is how Ray Finkel lost his mind and was committed to a mental institution, only to escape and join the police force under an assumed identity of a missing hiker in a diabolical plan to get even with quarterback Big Dan, whom he blamed for the entire thing.
Damn, we know.
Ace stopped and gasped for a
Amazing.
breath. The police looked confused. What are you talking about, Ventura? Sergeant Aguado asked derisively.
That's a good Aguado.
I'm saying that this is not Lois Einhorn. She is Ray Finkel. She is a man. He's lying, Einhorn interrupted. I order you to shoot him.
They
Yeah?
didn't keep
Ace
this.
said. Let's just see who's lying. Ace reached out and grabbed a handful of Einhorn's long hair.
Pretty similar. So
How can you explain this wig?
Yeah.
With a
This
forceful
is how it
tug,
goes.
Ace
in the
jerked
movie.
Einhorn's head to
Yeah.
the side.
Uh-huh.
The hair remained in place as Einhorn let out a small yelp of pain.
Real hair.
Puzzled, Ace tried again, jerking the woman's hair to and fro, much to the confusion of the onlooking officers.
Right.
Ace released his grip on Einhorn's hair and thought for a moment. What am I missing? All signs point to Einhorn being the murderer.
Okay.
Ace thought.
Good internal
If he didn't
monologue.
come up with some foolproof evidence soon, these cops were going to light him up like a Christmas tree. That's when Ace heard a whisper coming from behind him. Big Dan, still tied to the support beam, was motioning for Ace to come over.
Okay, because
Hey,
That's
Ace,
what. Yeah.
come here quick. Ace turned back
God
to the
damn it.
officers. If you'll just excuse me for one moment.
he
Ace
does
ran
point
up
it
to
out in
Big
the
Dan.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
What is it, Big Dan? I'm kind of busy ruining my life out there. Can this wait? No, Ace. I think I can help you. Look. Big Dan motioned with his nose towards Einhorn. Ace turned his head and suddenly, bingo.
Oh my
It all
god.
made sense. A toothy smirk spread across the lips of
It's
the
like a
mad detective.
tattoo or something.
Maybe this was going to turn out all right after all. Thank you for bearing with me, officers, Ace said as he sauntered back over to Einhorn. We had a little technical difficulty, but as they say, the show must go on. As you know, Roger Predactor was murdered after he discovered the true identity of Snowflake's kidnapper.
Uh-huh.
I made a slight misjudgment with the hair thing, that's on me. But what the murderer also failed to hide was the fact that maybe, just maybe, they were hiding something else under their clothing. Something embarrassing. A
Oh.
big, fat, stinking secret. Suddenly,
Okay,
Ace
they
spun
definitely
Einhorn
wanted
around
to
in
write
one
cock,
swift
though.
motion and ripped off her business skirt. Einhorn stood there in her underwear. The officer's eyes grew in alarm. A few raised their weapons and pointed them at Ace. Predactor wasn't murdered because he found Snowflake's killer. He was murdered because he found Captain Dookie. And with that, Ace pointed at the seat of Einhorn's pants to reveal a huge, stinking dookie pile in her pants.
No, it's not.
Joey.
That is
At once,
not
all
what it
officers
is.
began simultaneously barfing. It was so gross. There was so much duty in her
You
pants.
did
How
that.
could
That's
this
not
even
what's
be
in the
possible?
Yeah.
book.
Isn't there a limit to how much
damn
duty
it.
a pair of women's underwear can contain? If there was, it was certainly way more than Ace would have
the
guessed.
problem-
Shut up! Because Einhorn's pants were brimming with Duke. So much Dookie. Big Dan backed up Ace. It's true. It's full of poopy. As a professional football player, I am very familiar with pooping in my pants. Ace raised his voice over the vomitous cacophony
Damn it.
to drive his point home. You see, Ray Finkel was expunged from the team after he was unable to contain his defecations to the potty, and he was back to take revenge.
Damn it.
Only the murderer, the Dan Napper, the Dolphin Napper, could be capable of holding this much caca on their britches, because Lois Einhorn is Ray Finkel. This is proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that Einhorn is your culprit. There is no other explanation or reason for this amount of bulbous
That's
pant-centric
a
activity
man of.
this close in proximity to Finkel's anus. Thank you all for your
That's
attention.
a man amount
Be
of
sure
shit.
to tip your waitress. The laces were in! The laces were in! Finkel shouted, but it was too hard to hear him over the barfing cops.
All right, that's all I had. I just did that section. 'Cause,
Uh-huh.
if you want to
Yeah.
hear the full thing,
Yeah. Mhm.
movies on tape.
Yeah,
You
join
can
the
find it on our
Patreon.
Patreon.
You'll find out what actually happened in the story.
No, that's exactly how it went in the book.
I also like that they say about how Ray Finkel went to a mental institution and
A mental?
mental institution
Okay.
and then came out and
As a
joined
woman?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
My-
Again, all building towards
I
a transphobic.
genuinely had a
joke.
moment where I was like, how did they make poop make sense? That doesn't make sense. There was 1 second where
Yeah,
I was
and
like,
then you were like, oh.
I was like, oh, okay, right.
Joey's goofing.
Once
us.
everyone started vomiting immediately.
That's part of
no,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what actually happened is he just takes her hair and pulls it off, and it's a wig. The end. Everyone's like, "Oh shit! It is Ray Finkel."
Whoa!
Oh my god.
It's fucking unbelievable.
That's so funny.
That's good.
I was like,
Shit.
no,
But that makes sense.
It's actual Dookie because that's the only thing it could have been.
So much Dukes.
So
the
much
biggest
caca.
dukes.
God
Damn
damn
it.
it.
Anyway,
I mean,
I just thought I would get that out of the way before I forgot again.
wow, thanks.
Thank you for joining me on my Ace Ventura journey. Again, patreon.com/LOLJK podcast. We're about to finish Ace Ventura before
Yep.
we dive into
I was gonna ask
Oh.
what's next.
Wow.
Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
I'm trying to think of. There's not really.
I can't wait for the rhino scene to be
Shakaka.
described.
Yeah, there's not really an Einhorn moment, though. There is
It's
a lot
the
of
jerking off or whatever in the tent when he's like, "Oh, mama."
Oh, right.
What's
right.
happening there?
I would also say there's a lot of just general, not great.
Quite some
native
casual
African
racism.
shit.
racism.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
When we watched this, because I think last time we saw this one too was during Netflix parties,
Yeah, probably.
early pandemic. We
Yeah.
watched this one too. I thought it was still pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna.
Chicago. Anyway, if you want to hear
Also, the
for
opening's hilarious because they
The
just
slinky?
do cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah,
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 raccoon.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he puts the slinky down the
It's
giant
just
temple.
nonstop jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wall to wall.
Wall to
Stop.
wall.
Yeah. It's
Height
way
of his
closer
powers.
to like, I mean, it is way closer to like a Zucker Brothers movie, the second one.
Yeah,
'cause it's
yeah.
just like nonstop.
Which,
Yeah.
Parody
when I
and
was a
shit.
kid, I liked the second one more because
Uh-huh.
of that.
100%.
And also didn't understand the whole main point.
Of the first one.
Of the first
I don't
one.
understand why
Yeah.
they were thrown up from the poop, but whatever.
I mean,
It
it's
was the end of
yucky,
it.
I guess.
I guess it's poop, but
Yeah.
I loved everything else about it. You know, even though they glossed over in the junior novelization how he bangs the shit out of Melissa, they just like
oh yeah.
take that scene out. But you know,
They shouldn't have.
they shouldn't have. But that was of the era when not kids stuff was also tried to be like they tried to sell it to kids as well.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's the Ace Ventura cartoon,
Mhm.
and there's like comics and toys.
There's a mask cartoon
Mask
too.
cartoon.
and a mask. Well,
Toxic
They all had-
Avenger.
yeah, Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah.
They would always try to sell the kids the toys, even if it
Highlander?
was from shit that wasn't for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had so many Terminators, which I've talked about at length.
Yeah.
So many Terminators.
Yeah. So, you know, Ace Ventura.
Aliens. A lot of alien.
Could have learned about a tuck back way earlier if we weren't all such prudes.
It's our parents' fault.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
could have done one where you press down her arm and it fills her pants with dukes.
You got to refill it with caca powder.
Yeah, with the brown caca powder. Well,
Gross.
why don't you just do it and it makes like, it'd be like she has a hole in her head and you like pour
Yeah, it's-
water through it and it just,
You have like a
goes in.
plunger that's her
Yeah.
hair.
But you make hot cocoa. It'd be pretty sweet.
It's the Einhorn reveal scene.
Or it's like a Play-Doh
Something in
thing,
my eye.
but it's her anus.
I mean, that's also funny.
Yeah.
I would have bought it.
Oh,
I'd buy
yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
I'd make it now.
Best part of waking up is Einhorn in your cup.
As per
True.
usual, we are going to Brihalud.
Yeah.
If you have a topic for Brian's bucket,
Aw.
loljkpodcast@gmail.com.
Put it
Yes.
in there.
And Kim, hold on to this until we get through Brian's topic, which is again.
The last week one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Condiments.
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 Oh, wait. Sorry. There were two. They were nested on top of each other.
Oh, wow.
I could pick from.
So, Brian,
Nope.
you have a condiment?
Let's
topic?
Brian. Let's hear about condiments.
Oh.
I don't think he
I
does.
do feel like that it's
Sinister
some
laugh.
sort of
Well.
meat for your dick.
Well, as we all know, everybody here,
Yes.
condiments go great on almost any main course you'd want to eat.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Your
Yeah, there's
ketchups,
a
your hot
condiment for
dogs,
everything. Sure.
Your guacamole, your chips.
Salad dressing.
Can't eat guacamole.
Condiment, I would say.
I wouldn't say guacamole is a condiment either.
Yeah.
Well,
Depends on how you use it.
You can use
Depends
it
on
as
how
a-
you use
you
it.
use it as a- you use it-
You can throw that in a cock.
You can put it on a
taco.
burger.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Throw that on
Yeah.
a caco.
I thought you wouldn't hear that.
A cock taco.
I've been thinking about cock tacos
Cock
all
taco.
night.
So as we know, and of course, main dishes are something that everybody loves to have. Big and small creatures all around,
Mhm.
including maybe even very hungry little caterpillars.
Sure.
Like the book?
Right.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Caterpillars are hungry. Now they this one may or may not use condiments, but this hungry little caterpillar does like to collect bones and wear it around on its body.
Brian, are you just finding topics and then trying to connect them?
Not gonna lie, this one was a little tough this week.
Couldn't find a good condiment story, huh?
Searched for a while, and I
Pretty
did
tough.
mention that I
do
was
believe that.
feverishly sick one day this week, and I
I
kind of
do-
lost some time
I
there.
do believe that you searched because this was the problem with this format.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're, if it happened to one, it happened to everybody.
Yeah.
And we had to fill in hours.
But-
still.
I think I still built a lovely world where condiments
I
can
mean,
still be
it's a
thought
total whiff in terms of a connection. But I mean,
Absolutely.
you got to
Huge
of. No,
whiff.
it's food.
No,
It's food
put
for
in
a
effort.
bug.
you could have talked
Yeah,
about
but you said you tried.
weird,
I did find a
a
story.
weird
the-
mayo.
the
that
only
someone
thing I could
makes.
find somewhat interesting condiment related was is a banana ketchup, a Filipino banana ketchup.
Oh,
Why
that's
didn't you
really
talk about that?
Yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah, and you
I've
can't.
never heard
you
of banana
can't-
I've had
ketchup.
banana
You,
ketchup.
yeah, you
it's
wouldn't be able
fine.
to eat it, Joey. It's bananas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kill me.
I would bring it, and you'd be like, "I can't eat this.
Also,
I'll have a heart attack." And they're like,
it's-
"Thanks."
I'd
That's why I
still,
didn't bother.
I'd still try it. With
Also,
like a
it's
little bit.
fine. It doesn't taste like bananas
Oh, why?
because it's
It's
ketchup.
banana ketchup. It's just made
It's
from
red like
bananas.
ketchup.
They put tomatoes in it?
No,
I don't know what they do.
Then what's the fucking
But-
point?
I was. Oh, do you
Why
guys want to?
didn't you
You guys
do
want to
the
know about
banana
banana ketchup?
ketchup?
You guys want to know about banana ketchup?
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
So anyway, banana ketchup actually started as it was a World War II thing where
Of
they
course.
didn't have the
Standard.
ingredients in the Philippines to make ketchup, so they just
But we
figured
had
out
a
how
lot
to
of
make it
U.S. troops there.
and a lot of bananas.
Yeah.
So they just figured out a way to like put vinegar and salt and spices with bananas and then color it red
Yeah.
and then
Weird.
bam,
Yeah.
banana ketchup
Yeah,
was
it's
existed.
fine.
However, now
It's pretty easy to get.
Well,
I've never heard of it.
is it now? Because well, this is like back in
Well,
January.
you go to like a Filipino market.
They had to stop bringing some in because there's some additive into it. That's why it was a story, but it was like last
Maybe
fall.
not. Maybe
They're
it's
like
harder.
you could. It was harder. Whatever they.
What was the additive?
I don't know. the
Anytime I
additive.
go to
Something
the
like that.
Filipino market in the Target in Eagle Rock.
Well,
They
if
got
it's still,
Seafood
obviously
City.
it's still around. They figured it out because
I
they said
see
they were
it.
trying to fix the additive
Was it like the
on the
red
Filipino
dye or
side.
whatever? Because there
Yeah.
were some red dyes that
Honestly,
got banned.
probably the red dye number 3 or some
Whatever,
shit. Who
yeah.
knows? But
Who
this was
knows?
this was like back in I want to say it was last year, like early or late last year, I
see.
think. Oh, I'm just sucking down some fuzz over here. So anyway, you guys want to hear about this caterpillar?
Classic, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead and tell us about the
Go
caterpillar.
ahead.
So this caterpillar, guys,
Yes.
this caterpillar, guys,
Loves bones.
loves to creep along spider webs, feeding on trapped insects, and then it takes the bones, not bones, whatever's left behind of the bugs, and wears it like camouflage.
Not even bones.
Well, it's
Bug
a caterpillar.
bones. Not
even
It's bug bones,
bones.
but it's their remains.
Carapace.
It's their It's like their
And their wings.
exoskeletons and shit.
Yeah, but then they put it on. They do it to try to. Either
I was thinking of like a
camouflage.
witch doctor caterpillar, like
I mean,
Like
maybe
making a
it is.
necklace out of
like
it.
Mumbo Jumbo, where he wears like a full head, like
It's
skull
like
on his
full
head.
Hannibal Lecter wearing skin
Yeah.
on your face.
When you need a special request, you have to go see these these caterpillars in the bayou.
Why is this
somewhere.
caterpillar like this?
Why is it like
Is it
this?
just
Yeah.
one?
Because
Is
it's
it
fucking metal.
But what does it do? But why? Why does it do it?
Why not?
What is it?
It said
why?
camouflage.
Camouflage.
to
But-
make
From-
it seem like
but
it's
what
dead
did it-
already?
But yeah, that's why like
I
zombie
think to
or
scare
like,
things away, make it think like it's garbage.
That's not what camouflage is.
That makes
You don't have
visible.
camouflage to make yourself more visible and scary. It's the fucking opposite.
exoflage.
Exoflage.
I don't think
They,
that's the
they also, I
opposite.
think, they also use it to, so it keeps the spiders away too. While they're in the.
Ah, you get it.
Does it just make them look like debris?
I think so, basically.
I look like debris.
Don't
So
even bother.
It's basically
I'm
just they're
useless.
just creating a
trash.
ghillie suit out
Yeah,
of.
they look like trash.
Yeah, they do look like fucking trash.
They look like trash.
They suck. These fucking
That's funny.
trash.
Show the camera.
Look like
Trash.
Trash caterpillars.
Trash.
Trash. caterpillars.
So they just wear a bunch of their victims' skin.
Yeah,
not
they
even
it's not
their
their victims.
trash.
It's what they stole from the fucking spiders.
That sucks.
It's
They
like
don't
you
even do the work.
It's someone found Hannibal Lecter's stash of
No, they're
victims.
still eating the bugs before the spiders get to them, right?
No, they don't eat bugs. Caterpillars eat green stuff.
That's like me going and find Buffalo Bill's fucking hideout and
And
I
being like,
steal his little
I
skin
look
suit
good
before
in
he
this
can use
woman's
it. Yeah.
skin.
But then,
I'm like,
but
excellent,
you only
good.
take the fingers and put them on your face.
And being like, no
That's
one will bother
basically
me
it.
if I wear this.
I'm
No, I
wearing
just-
fingers on my
I
face.
This woman's titties make me look
I
good.
wear it, but I just don't do the tuck back,
He dookies.
and I don't do the dookies.
I just thought it was interesting when they're talking about there are other meat-eating caterpillars because you think about it, okay, oh yeah, it is a meat-eating caterpillar.
See, Joey?
Oh, that's
There's
kinda
no
weird.
meat-eating caterpillars.
He is.
That's a
eating it.
meat-eating caterpillar, and there
You're
are
hearing
apparently
it from
other
Brian.
ones.
We're not gonna say. Listen, I refuse to call bugs eat. Look, I refuse to call bugs eat.
That's what
I
you
refuse
said.
to call
Is
bugs,
bugs meat?
Meat.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't like
Feels like
that
a
idea.
What do
stretch.
you want to call them?
I don't know. They don't really have like
they're
a
like
lot.
a goo.
Some of them don't really
oh,
have
well, I mean,
organs and shit.
the crickets are crispy.
Yeah, but that's not meat to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Insect feels like a whole other
We need a
situation.
new
What's a-
name for it?
What's
we need
a, what's a,
entry
he-
to the
a heavy
Lowell dictionary?
vegetable?
Oh yeah, we haven't done one of those in a while.
What? A
An-
new
an-
word?
Oh,
A
ooh,
Lowell
yeah.
What do we call
Dictionary
bug
entry?
meat?
Bug meat?
A boim.
Okay.
Boing.
Beet?
So
No.
are there different types of? So like we have like meat and poultry and like
Oh right.
Is there
yeah,
different
yeah, we
types
do kind of
of
need
boing?
that.
Well, I mean, it's
a
got. I
boing.
mean, you got to. There's antenna and there's like little legs.
Well, like,
No, no,
some
no,
of
but
them
this
have
is like
different
exoskeleton and
animals.
like shells and
You
carapaces.
crack it open.
And then some of them
like
are
a
fucking
crab leg.
worms, where they're just like
They're
gross
invertebrates.
little guys.
Well, I mean, so bugs are invertebrates, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's an inverticate.
Inverted treats.
Inverted treats.
Inverted treats.
Inverted treats. Inverted cakes.
Yeah.
Invertebrates. Inverted burgers. I don't know. Inverted cats.
Smeat.
No.
Smeat?
What was Smeat from?
No, Smeat sounds like
That's from something
that
for
sounds
real,
like
right?
It
Yeah.
smells
I
like
believe so.
spam.
Yeah.
It just sounds like spam.
I don't know though.
I think
I don't
I
know.
feel like something. It's got to like
Could
have
be
like
bug
a.
tree.
I feel
Oh,
like
I
it's
got it. I got it. It's called Goobies.
Oh,
Because all the
goobies.
inside is all gooby.
Oh,
no, but
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it feels like it should be more of a crunchy thing.
No, it's
like, it feels
goobies.
like it's a crunchy thing.
That's the
There's too many.
exoskeleton.
This is the problem with insects. You would need to have. You
yeah,
need
'cause,
to
like,
have.
we, in the
the
umbrella
general
of
thing.
meat, we have
Yeah.
beef and pork and
Yeah.
poultry and
yeah,
like there's
we would
different.
have to
a
have
goobie
this
could be part of the crunch-tacular.
Yeah, the goobie is
But
the
you need the
gusher
I guess
part.
general
they're
umbrella.
all they're all goobies, but then some of them are crunchy and some of them are truly gooby.
Truly Goobly.
Doobly
Truly
Goobly.
Doobly. So they're all Gooblies.
Yes.
Worms and shit like that are
Doobly
Doobly
Gooblies.
Gooblies.
What about igoobs? Because they're invertebrate gooberies.
What?
Nope.
Igoobs.
Okay.
It sounded like your mic cut out.
All right.
Igoobs.
We have Doobly Gooblies and
Gooblies or goobers?
Crunch
No,
Boys.
Gooblies.
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 It's Goobly.
But Gooblies is pretty
They're
close
all
to Gooblies.
Gooblies.
Crunchums.
They're
Gooblies
all-
and crunchums.
They're all Gooblies.
That's like a
branded.
cereal.
Some of them are Doobly
That's a cereal.
Gooblies, and some of them are
How is Goobly's not a cereal or candy?
Cractos.
That's gotta be Cractos.
Cractos.
Cractos is bad.
We solved it. Doobly Goobly. Anyway,
Doobly Goobly.
Brian,
Doobly Gooblies.
anything else about your trash caterpillars?
Nah,
All right.
that's it.
Kyle.
Wait, next week.
Oh, yeah. Next
Yeah,
week.
next week.
What is Brian going to fit
Oh,
some regular topic into
Brian.
today?
Insects again. Is it insects?
Brian, we would like to hear you report back on yard work.
Finally.
Nice.
One of your own, I feel.
Yeah, almost certainly.
I've got two of mine. I got black box and yard work now.
Oh, black box was you as well. There you go.
Wow.
I mean, you did go all out on
Yard
Black
work.
Box, so I guess
Yeah.
if we were going to phone one in, it would have been this time.
This was a hard one. I was
Yeah.
I mean I was up until like I was waiting for
That's why you were late.
I was waiting for the kids' stories to be done, and while I do that, or not usually I do, but I was looking for anything besides the caterpillar story at that point in
Please,
time.
something, anything.
Besides the banana ketchup.
Bear ketchup. Yeah, that was a back pocket one, but I just felt like I wasn't gonna get much out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I learned
fair.
it existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was cool. People come to the show to learn, too.
It's true.
I just feel like there's so many different. You could have done weirdest condiments of the world. Could have
Yeah,
done
but-
like
That's too
Cum.
easy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anything.
That's too easy.
Yeah. Could have done an ookie cookie
Oh, I coulda-
story.
Oh, gross.
That's a condiment technically.
Yeah, but
Can't
I mean,
technically-
again, something that's been done.
I mean
Everything has been done.
Yeah, that's right. But we haven't
Right.
talked about skull caterpillar yet.
I mean, we
you
barely did.
You also never
Still
said
haven't,
its name the
kinda.
entire time
I
until
didn't have
just
a name
now.
in the thing in there.
Trash caterpillar.
The article
You-
didn't even have a scientific name. It just said a caterpillar that wears
Hey,
the remains.
here's a little guy. Look at him.
Look at that.
I bet they found him just in the trash. Like,
Hey.
oh, he's obviously wearing the bones of his victims. So
Hey.
not just like he's not just a caterpillar just happened to be covered
Look
in
at this.
shit.
He just wrapped twine and sawdust around himself. He's just sticky.
Look at this fucking psycho caterpillar.
Nope.
Wearing
He
bones.
just fell inconveniently into a trash pile.
Bummer.
Oogly gooblies.
But the
Couldn't
trash,
say it
but the
anymore.
trash pile was
They
behind
were
a restaurant where
doobly
there was a
gooblies.
bunch
They're
of
gooblies, then doobly gooblies.
Doobly gooblies.
But the trash pile was at a restaurant next to some leaking ketchup condiments. Next,
Uh-huh.
How about an extra large goobly?
could you imagine? What would you like that with? Maybe you want some
Would you like to try
Hobbit-
our new doobly gooblies?
habanero
I
ranch.
think the scariest thing about if we started eating insects like that is that we would start treating them like poultry and stuff, which means we're like, hey, if we're going to eat caterpillars or crickets and shit, we're just going to start pumping them with saline and filler and they're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
And it's like, if I'm going to, now I'm like, I'm going to eat a big cricket leg.
Yeah.
Now-
like a
now-
chicken wing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Now I want a big
They will
cricket leg.
genetically modify
Yes,
giant crickets.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then that's how
I
they
wanna
take over
do-
the
I
earth.
want to do a whole suckling caterpillar roast. I want to roast that boy, just churn him around.
Yep.
Oof.
Which wouldn't work because the stick would just,
Yeah.
it wouldn't turn it. Which would be gross.
You have to
just, like-
pin it like
yeah,
from
you
the
gotta pin it
sides
to
as
one
well.
side
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
You get like those little bug boards, the little pin.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about
Also,
that
they'll make us
avenue.
pores eat them, which is
Yeah.
the other
Mhm.
thing.
We'll have to.
Yeah, no, we'll
Won't
definitely.
be a choice.
I
is
think
for
of
them.
Snowpiercer all the time, and I'm like, we will be eating bug bars. They will make us eat bug bars
Mhm.
eventually, and they'll get our sweet, sweet
Children's
salty,
arms.
pumped up. Oh no, that was to make the train go.
Well,
They
yeah.
use children's
Yeah.
arms?
They use children to
Children
make the
to do
train
it.
go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoiler alert. A lot
Why?
of spoilers.
Feels
I
like
don't-
you'd want to use old.
Hey, dog. I don't know.
All right.
I do think they pull an old out at a certain point.
Okay.
It has to do with their arms fit the right way to like pump the train or something.
Yeah, I believe they have to. They
Little
made
arms.
small little. Listen,
They gotta
it's a
fit
flaw
in
in
there.
it's a flaw in the train that can go around the world.
It's the only train that can go around the world.
Where something
Everyone
something
eats
is-
bugs and it runs on tiny children.
Something as simple as a piston could easily do the work,
Yep.
but instead they use children's arms.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
One flaw.
One
We'll
flaw.
we'll put that. We'll fix
Just
it in the
the
next
one.
draft.
Yeah. Or not.
Just go with
Nah,
it.
you know
with
what?
it.
It's hard. It's the end.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna make
We've
it this
gone-
far anyway.
We've gone through a whole weird train.
We'll
At
get
the
out of
end,
here.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's
Kids.
kids.
Yeah, it's kids.
It's kids.
Isn't that fucked up? Yeah. But
like-
my problem isn't even necessarily the child labor. Why did you make this train like this?
Yeah. Who designed this?
It's
Who
one
designed the
crazy
train?
psychopath going, finally!
Finally.
You see the beauty of my work?
Didn't you see the way that I made children necessary to work the train, but we don't burn them up or nothing? We make their little arms work. Okay. That is
So now
weird.
we have to keep having kids so they can run the train.
All right, bud. Well, no one was worried that we were going to burn kids up like coal. So I don't know why you think this is the solution.
Wow, that's a great
What
idea.
was it?
Let's
What do you
burn
think?
them up like
Actually,
coal.
I'll take it back.
They'd be a great source of
that
power.
actually makes way more sense if we use them
yeah,
as
because
fuel.
they would fit into
That's
the
what I
actual
actually
awesome.
mechanical
Ugh.
parts.
I thought that's what you meant.
No,
Oh.
it's dumber than that.
Okay, yeah.
I like
sounds
that
it.
movie, but it's dumb. It's a dumb
Did they
idea.
make a show of it too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Why?
it took like 1 million seasons to come out. It took forever.
that it was kids.
I never saw
No.
it. No, the
It was
show.
like a TV show. I think they only did like 2 or 3 seasons, but it was like I
5
don't
years
know.
between each
Yeah,
one or
It took
something?
forever to get it made because I think it kept like losing. I don't know.
Because
what
it's
happened.
dumb?
No. I mean, I don't know. All I know is they immediately cast a big dude from Hamilton, and by the time that the show came
Nobody
out,
cared anymore.
no one
cared.
fucking cared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All
all
right.
I remember. Yeah. So I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'd have
That's
written for it.
like I wanted
I
you
love
could've had-
I love the kid reveal.
Yeah, you put more kids in there.
I'd have burned
More
them up.
things.
Yeah.
That's my change.
Did you ever watch 12 Monkeys, the show?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, pretty good.
I like the movie
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
and
pretty
I've
good.
like been thinking of going and
I
watching
don't know
it,
if I
but
ever finished it, but
it's 4 seasons.
it was good.
What
Yeah.
was it
Oh,
on?
that's a lot.
I know
Sci-fi.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
It
they
was
made
in
a
the
show.
era of
Makes sense.
sci-fi when sci-fi, that brief era when they were making
Making
good
good
shows.
shows.
Like the
okay.
Channel Zero era?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
I
like
just...
a 4-year era.
Just thought as soon as you said that, I thought of the teeth guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a terror.
Didn't like him
That whole puppet show is a
at
terror.
all.
I didn't like it.
Ugh.
I worked on the one where they eat the jelly brains.
That
I
was
just
also
didn't
not
like the
good.
teeth guy.
Yeah, teeth guy's freaky.
Kyle, what's your topic?
Well, this is a topic that we've touched on before. We've of course had the chef who wanted to cook his foot and feed it to his friends.
Yep.
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 It's a topic that we've had before
Wait,
talking
was he a
about
chef or just a dude?
I believe he was a chef.
Oh, okay.
But the idea of people getting to retain parts
Their
of
parts.
themselves that they have lost and then figuring out what to do with it.
Yep.
So it's been news recently. There's an influencer. Her
Oh, boy.
name
No.
is
Nothing good ever comes
her
after
name
that.
is Emily
that word.
Emily James. So Emily James is
Sounds
a
like a porn
27-year-old influencer. She is a trans woman. So she's undergone gender affirming surgeries.
Is
Weirdly
this
a
penis
theme for
related,
this
Kyle?
year. No, it's not penis.
I was gonna
related.
say she wants to keep her dick.
No. Well, it's more Marilyn Manson related than penis related.
Ribs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, she's done a couple of surgeries, but then she spent recently $17,000
Oof.
to have, I don't remember how many.
One on each side, right?
Six
Six?
ribs removed. I think the
Whoa.
idea is it was more to like,
Shape.
Give her more waist.
yeah, you get more of like that hourglass.
Don't you need
figure.
those?
Well, you need some of them.
Yeah,
that's for
but
sure.
I mean, I assume
don't
they
think- I don't
took
think
as
she's
many
gonna-
as they could
I
without
don't think
it being.
she's gonna
in-
play hockey or go to an MMA, so she'll
Yeah,
probably be
yeah.
okay.
I think I think it's probably one of.
I wouldn't. But...
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. But I was like, sort of like, I was like, right. I get it. Like if you
The
you would be
hourglass.
like, right, I still have. You can't
Your hips.
change your bones.
Yeah.
That's
Or you
hard
could
to
take
do.
them out.
You can take them out.
but
yeah.
you can. Yeah.
You can just lose them. Get
But
rid of them.
the point is that she spent a lot of money to get her ribs removed, and
You
then
could do so many things.
she-
with 6
Did she make 'em
ribs.
into
she got to keep them.
You could do
Ooh.
so many things.
So there's a
with 6
picture of her
ribs.
of her bones.
Determined
A wind chime.
That's what
like-
I was thinking. Wind chime, something decorative.
Wind
My
chime's
mind just
good.
immediately goes to.
Like, she got her
Ugh.
ribs.
Ugh,
Woo.
I don't like it.
Those were big.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're big human ribs.
Yeah.
I want to.
yeah. What?
That made me feel bad.
Yeah, I know. I
You
just
could
feel.
make,
I
like,
just
a-
feel weird.
Seen
You
them
could
for
make,
real?
like,
A,
Yeah.
seeing them and then B being like thinking about having just my ribs removed.
Yeah, it
I
made me
mean,
feel bad.
I
I
get
want her to turn him
why,
into like a
but-
Flintstone musical instrument.
So I think we're already coming up with really good ideas.
I want them delivered to her
One,
car.
Wind
Tip it
chimes.
over.
Wind chimes. Wind chimes is amazing.
Yep.
Truck nuts is a good idea. Even just if you do like a car dice, that's your ribs. That's good.
You know what? I
Some
would
sort
do?
of Flintstone xylophone situation
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
That's what I want.
I would continually
music
trick
with
people into touching them.
Hey, we hold this for a minute. Oh, thanks. What is this? Oh, it's one of my
My
ribs.
bones.
Oh,
You
God.
could make 'em
Again.
into, like ink pens, like fancy pens.
Oh,
like a dip pen?
Could make them
no,
into
like
dip.
you could hollow them out and put a ink refill.
No,
in
no,
there,
like
you
a
know?
dip
But
pen.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
I
do like a. That'd
Sure,
be
any of
really
that.
good.
Like a quill.
Fancy
Yeah,
pen.
You
yeah.
make it a
do
back
like
scratcher. I
quill.
bet it's a good back scratcher. It's already curved.
And
Oh,
the
that's
end,
good.
written with my bones.
Written with my bones.
You could make some hair.
I guess
hair
technically
pins,
everything
like
is.
like those, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sticks. Like
Yeah.
This is a
you
good
use for your
idea.
bun.
What terrible idea did she do?
So I honestly think that she's way more in line with what we're thinking than I thought she
Oh,
would be.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So her initial idea was that she was just going to gift them to her best friend. I guess doing nothing. Just here's a bag of my bones.
As a goof.
Which I do think
Thanks.
is funny. It
It'd
is
make
very
it a
funny.
good video.
That is
Like,
Kyle, I
it's
got
good
you some
content.
minimal-
It's hot content, that's
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like if you gave it to me, your bones, you'd at least like do like
You put some fanfare.
you'd like
behind it.
glue them like a macaroni
yeah.
piece.
Into
Like,
a,
I
I made him
Yeah,
into a
yeah,
sad
yeah.
face.
I made them into an art for you.
Yeah.
Here's a sad face.
Put this above your turlet.
And to fill it out with the macaroni.
yeah.
You
And
could,
the,
you
and
could
the
like,
glitter.
Could
you
you-
could
I made-
engrave something memorable on it.
I made
to,
it
like,
into a big sign that says Kyle's potty.
How
Yeah.
cool
Could
would
you
it
could
be
you could you break him could you break him down in a way where you can then make tiny skeletons out of your bones?
Oh.
So it's like you have
Oh.
enough material there and
To make
not like
miniature bones
3D
for the
printed or
skeletons?
something. Yeah,
What
like
you want to do is you want to pay some dude that makes sculptures on grains of rice to do it on your rib.
And then sell them.
do like a full totem.
Can you?
pole
You
on
probably
your
couldn't
fucking
sell
rib.
them though. That's probably illegal.
That's
'cause it's
probably illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah. Human
probably is
part.
illegal.
Yeah.
Kyle's potty.
I think there's a lot of things you could make a rib chandelier, little rib chandelier.
Mhm.
That'd be amazing.
Yep.
So she was told a couple other things to do with it. They're pretty obvious. Make them into a chew toy. That's not really doing
Nope.
anything.
No.
That's just giving
Just
your
giving
dog.
them to your dog.
Making
Sounds
him
weird.
into a broth.
Again.
Obviously a favorite of mine
Yeah.
in
Yes.
terms of
A
the
roux?
use of
Yeah.
it.
Make a bone broth with your own bones.
Her
Makes
idea
me want to.
is
Gives me a hot mouth.
honestly a pretty great idea. It is to pay someone to make it into a crown.
Nice.
Okay.
Bone crown.
bone
Fuck
crown.
yeah.
That's cool. That's
Bone crowns.
that is
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
Fucking rad.
That's pretty fucking cool.
bone rad.
All right.
Bone crown. Pretty good.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
good.
Did she finish it?
No,
Oh.
she has not. She has not begun the process. She has simply announced
That's what she
That's
wants
what
to
she's
do.
doing.
bone crown,
Hell yeah.
and
I got a lot of those in Diablo.
I literally that was my initial thought. I was like, damn, I got a lot of those in hell. I got a lot. I had a barbarian that had a lot of bone crowns.
Bone crowns for days.
bone crowns for days. They don't give a shit. They're giving those out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe jewelry wasn't higher on the list of things we thought of.
Yeah.
Could have made a.
I
So
don't-
much
I-
bone jewelry.
Personally, I still like the idea of tiny little skeletons made out of my bones. So then you have a little. What's that?
I'm gonna-
Oh, that's my skeleton. No, it's literally my bones.
It's a
Turn
miniature
into
version
that.
of one of my rib bones.
What'd
just
make?
made it
I made
smaller.
a bunch of little rib bones.
Out of my rib
Out of my rib
bones.
bone.
So everyone can have it.
That'd be amazing.
That would also. Yeah.
That would be very funny.
Just
Ellie.
gift everyone a tiny set of your
And
ribs.
here's
made from your ribs.
here's a rib bone for you and for you.
Did I
and
give you
for
a rib bone yet? Yes, you've given me a rib bone. Like
well, you're
every
supposed to get
time.
a set of 6, so hold on. Let me get 5
They're like
more.
those things you put on wine glasses.
Like a charm.
A charm.
To send which
Oh my
glass is
God.
yours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What if you
that'd be
made
good.
like some sort of angel baby? Wait, no,
Sunny
sorry,
angel?
Sunny angel.
Sunny angel. Yeah.
A
The
sunny
angel
angel
baby's still not a
skeleton.
thing.
Angel baby.
I
God
keep,
damn
I
it.
keep calling
I
them
think
angel
about him
babies.
all the time.
He's right here actually.
Oh,
Look at our
that's
little
the
angel
Mount
baby.
Fuji one.
Yeah.
So cute.
Oh, sorry, my finger's touching his penis.
Covering his
What a
little- his little
terror.
dick there. Yep.
God, they're so weird.
Yep.
My girlfriend
Let's,
has so
oh,
many of
let's
them.
get the. Here we go.
His little butt.
The angel.
Wow.
Angel wings.
You know,
Oh.
once you know they exist, you spot them in the wild all the
I
time.
kind of
Yeah.
want more of them for the studio.
I saw. I mean,
For the
we
studio.
can do it. We
Yeah.
should just go to Japan
I mean,
and
of
go to
course you
the
did.
go to the store, go to the main flagship store, and
There's
get
a
as many as
flagship?
Oh yeah, dog.
What do they have outside of just these little guys?
Just more.
More of those guys in
Oh.
different types. They have the ones that hang on your phone and hang on things.
I saw somebody with one at Kaiser. When
Yeah.
I went the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Hanging
driving
on
the
the
other
top.
day and I saw someone in a Tesla where they were hanging off the little iPad center console.
Jesus.
Someone at my office has one that hangs
Angel
on the
babies.
cubicle
How
wall.
are they
Yeah,
allowed?
Angel babies.
Angel babies.
How are these allowed?
I don't know.
These are pornography. Why are they
Child
allowed?
pornography.
Where's
Yeah.
all the fucking Bible people now?
No,
With
it's
the sun-
adorable.
The sunny angels.
I don't know.
'Cause they're
They don't-
angels,
they
it's
don't-
Well,
fine.
The little hanging ones, you don't see the front.
I bet you do from the back. These things
Well,
ride
you see-
low.
I mean, you
Look
see
at
their.
that.
That's true. You can
Yeah.
always see their dicks from their back. You can see their package from the butt from behind,
I can't.
which means it's a
Fuck it.
low package.
Yeah.
But also, you're seeing their
They're like
straight
on
up.
the taint.
You're seeing on their asshole. You're seeing their assholes.
But like
No, you're not.
little baby
Well,
butt cheeks
I mean, but
is
you know
like
what I
a
mean.
normal thing. Like I feel like we've had that, like the copper tone girl. Like we've had little kid butt cheeks in the public eye.
But
of
kid
things
butts
forever.
are.
Yeah,
but
kid
kid
butts
fronts
is nothing.
are-
What about kid penises?
Yeah, that's
Well, do they
different.
have? They have little girls or are they all little boys?
They're
They're
all
all little
boys.
boys.
Sunny.
Sexist.
They
Yeah, I
well, they
suppose.
couldn't show a
No.
little girl naked. Then that would be too far.
Why is it? That's so weird how it flip
In
flops.
I don't
my
know, it just
mind,
does,
in my
though.
mind, you just take the dick and balls off, and it's just flat.
Yeah.
Are you saying that they would have to put a crease, Kim?
That's what I think she's saying.
No, I'm saying you could make them all just nothing, but I think it's weird if you make some that are clearly boys and then some that are
should definitely
not.
Be genitalless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kendall,
They should
All
be
of them.
nothing.
smooth, just Barbie. Barbie's just smooth.
But they should
They
have
are-
a clear
I will say-
asshole.
They.
You should be able to spread them
Drill
out
a
should
hole in there.
absolutely
and see right
Get to
in.
see their little stained brown asshole.
They're a high quality item. I will say they're really well
Yeah.
painted. They're well made.
They're thick.
solid. They're thick.
Yeah,
They got them balls
they got them balls that you see from behind.
that you see from behind.
Balls from behind.
And I did like the little package it came in. I don't know. I might have got rid of it.
Oh, the blind box.
Yeah.
yeah,
They look neat.
yeah. I don't know if they all come in that.
Oh.
Obviously, I've never bought one.
Yeah. Me neither. If you
Yeah.
want to send Sunny Angels to us, let me know.
Please don't.
Send them to us. We'll put them in front of Kyle.
Please
We'll
don't.
We'll
send-
put
we'll
some
send them
hanging
all to
on his
Kyle's
microphone
house.
stand there.
Yeah, whatever. It's
Oh
fine.
yeah, get the hanging ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'll paint little duty in their butts.
See, now if we're gonna adjust them, that's
Gonna
funny.
customize.
Gonna
Yeah.
sand off their dicks.
Bespoke Sunny Angels.
I'm gonna take the dicks off of some and then put all of them onto one.
Joey, it would be
like a caterpillar.
so funny. It would be so funny to start an Etsy store
where
that's
you just removed the
you've
dicks
just
from Sunny
ground
Angels.
their genitals off. It's
Dick-
so,
It's like the guy who edits
so
the
funny.
Titanic video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Just dickless
it-
Sunny
it
Angels.
would be so funny, and I bet they would sell out.
We'll call them Circumsunny.
There's definitely Circumsunny Angels. We gotta buy them.
Mail this episode to ourselves, man.
All I gotta do is just get a Dremel. Just me with
It
goggles.
would take so.
You come in, someone comes in, and it's just me
you
with
have to have
goggles.
the, but you have to have
You have to have the
big
jeweler,
the
the
jeweler
jeweler's
glasses.
glasses.
Oh, I got some of those.
See, I was thinking you have like the big mask, like your heavy duty mask, and
A
like the
respirator.
goggles,
Yeah,
and
with the
respirator.
respirator.
What I would
I have
want
a
to see is
mask.
walking
Yeah.
in, you take your goggles off, and you're just coated in the dust of 1,000 genitals.
Yeah. Genital dust all over my face.
Just covered in baby dick dust.
Perfect.
Smooth as God intended.
Excellent. Just as God wanted. Genitalless.
Genitalless. Pleasureless.
That's another
Finally.
$45 on eBay.
There we go.
Fuck yeah. Circumsunny Angel.
There's 100% an audience
A market
for that.
for that.
Of people that are like, I really like these cute things. I don't want to explain dicks to my grandchildren.
Yeah.
And
I'll do it. I got lots of drills.
that's great.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Got
You want to
drills, I got
de-dickify your Sunny
time.
Angel?
This is great.
Let's do it.
De-dickify.
I
De-dickify.
can't wait to de-dick these little guys.
And then add the asshole.
And then add, like, yeah.
Listen, you can have a
Yeah.
range of
Yeah.
available customizations.
Yeah.
Listen, and it we can make it a blind box, and 1 in 20 has piles.
I got the Roidy Angel.
I got
Yeah.
the Roidy one. Oh no, they put a single tier. Get some resin, just clear resin, put like a little tier.
Man, this is getting to be too good. We got to stop. Kim,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
your
It's
topic?
amazing.
Actually,
$1 billion
a really good
idea.
It is pretty good. What do you do for a living? I shave dicks off tiny babies.
Yeah, you're jealous.
You want some
Oh my
baby dick
God.
dust?
I'm
What?
sorry, what?
Baby dick dust.
You
keep
go to
that
you go to
too, right?
career day at the kids'
Oh, yeah.
school. Let me do a live demo here.
That's all it is. It's
See, this is a Sunny Angel in its original condition. You can see the dick and balls still intact.
What I
I'm
do
gonna
is I
lose
get in
it.
here with my little tool and I go.
And then I also
And there
will-
you have it.
I also sell
Perfect.
little vials of just the shavings.
My biggest dream is that they finally make ones that are truly baby sized. And I just hack away.
Gross.
Kim, what's your topic?
Okay, I recently learned about. I don't know why I recently learned about this, but there was a experiment that was done in the 60s, 70s.
Sure.
I should know the answer to that, but whatever. It doesn't matter that much.
Yes.
And there's some takeaways from it that people say were still like good takeaways, but mostly it seems like today they think it was pretty not great science
Okay.
in terms of that the study was basically purely observational,
Sure.
and there was a lot of like what the guy wrote up about it at the end was a lot of just things that he observed about it and conclusions that he drew.
Oh, like
But
weird
it
stuff
didn't-
happened.
But it didn't necessarily say like causation versus correlation or like, like things
So
like
he
that.
was like-
Science words.
He
we're
was
missing.
like ghosts.
No.
Probably ghosts.
It was
The hairs on the back of my neck. stood
he
up.
had done a handful of
I was aroused.
studies with mice and rats where he put them in different like situations and observed their like social behaviors or how they handled the group in those
Like
situations.
sitcom
Exactly.
situations.
It was in the 70s. Okay.
He was rat friends.
So the most
It's all three companies.
kind of like the
situations.
most famous of them was
It's all
one.
Sanford and Sons.
He called them each a universe, like where he'd build like a
Uh-huh.
an
Oh my
environment
God.
within
Is
it.
it,
building
wait,
out-
He just rehearsaled it.
So this
He
was
just did the rehearsal.
The RCU?
so
The
universe
Rat Cinematic Universe?
Universe 25 was this most famous one, and it
Can't believe he did Universe 25. This is literally Marvel shit.
and it went on for a couple of years that he
Oh.
observed this to see like the see it through kind of.
So this was the best one.
I mean, if
Or the most riveting.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And so what the experiment was
Spring
is
break.
what would the rats do in an environment that was basically what he said was utopia. So they never had
Oh.
to battle for food or water or resources or
Mhm.
anything. There was plenty of food. There was plenty of material for making their nests. There was plenty
Okay.
of water. They kept it at like the
They wanted
perfect
for nothing.
temperature. There was no predators. It was like he said, it was utopia. He picked
Oh my god, do they build buildings?
he picked 4 mouse couples to start it off with. So,
So
8
beautiful.
mice
Okay.
that were like picked from like some place where you can
The
get
most
research
beautiful mice.
Mhm.
And so like they were like guaranteed to be like disease free, like
This-
perfect, the most healthy mice he
Kim,
could get.
This is Love Island. He made Rat Island.
Hell
okay,
yeah.
well,
This
if
is
Love
Island. They
Island
want
went the way that this
they're the
went,
most
that would
beautiful,
be
most
amazing.
beautiful rats. They want for nothing.
Uh-huh.
It's a utopia.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
So it started out, the mice like kind of figured out what their situation was, and once he introduced them, and after, I don't know, I think it was a couple of weeks of them like figuring out everything, they of course started making more mice, right?
Of course, yeah.
So, after a couple of months, because they didn't have to do much of anything except eat and fuck,
Yeah.
Nice.
they reached a point where the population of mice was doubling about every 55 days.
Okay, so that's not sustainable, obviously.
Well, he was making it sustainable. The only thing that they would ever run out of would be
Wait,
physical space.
He
Like
was
he was
making it
providing them
sustainable?
food and water and everything that they would need.
That's insane.
No matter how many mice were there, they would always have enough food and water.
Okay, so
And they
this
were
is
regularly
not...
cleaning it up for
Okay,
them.
so
and
this has not
everything.
hit the snag that I thought it was going to hit almost immediately.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah.
So about a year in, they had 600 mice.
Fucking what?
from the 8
Yeah.
that they started
Wow.
with.
Oh, wow.
That's
Some
a
of
lot.
are idiots.
Oh yeah.
Whole
Oh, yeah.
generation of
Real Dan
dipshits.
Marino's in there.
Yeah. Bunch of Dan Marinos
Sorry, I just thought
running
about
around.
your Dan Marino impression.
A lot of Dan Marinos running around.
Gets hit in the head a lot.
So then, at a certain point, once they hit about that 600 mice,
Yeah.
they had been in a situation when the population was doubling like every 55 days. And it started, despite to slow down. And the population doubled about every 145 days.
Okay.
And things started to change from there.
Okay.
And basically what he kind of decided was what happened was
Mhm.
that they reached a point where, because there wasn't like the normal mouse society things happening, like no one had to really like
Fight for food.
fight for
or anything.
their territory, or like what would normally happen
or to even
is
like fight for
in
a partner.
in a society of, in a clan or whatever of mice, that like there'd be a certain amount of adults and they would fill the roles that group of mice needed. Like there'd be the mice that were in charge of like getting food or like whatever. Like in any situation, there's a certain amount of roles that they need adult
Mhm.
mice to do. And that
They need the scout. they
Typically,
need the heavy.
in
they
nature-
need the
Exactly.
engineer.
Yep.
typically in
Mhm.
nature, the adult males who didn't fit one of those roles would emigrate and go like create their own clan and find some mice where they did fit in and they could become like important members of the mice society that they were in.
Okay.
But
The
there was nowhere
opposite
to
of a Dan
go.
Marino.
They were all just in this utopia.
Okay.
And so there was only so many important roles to fill. And so then they started separating into a couple of different types of mice. And there were the mice who were like filling the roles, who felt like, I guess, they had their shit together and like things were good. And then there were these like males who were worthless
Uh-huh.
and felt worthless. And they started just congregating in the middle of the thing and just didn't care about anything. And
They became incels.
they didn't care about finding a mate or engaging with anyone. And they would either, it sounded like, start getting really aggressive,
Mhm.
They became
or
incels.
when someone was being aggressive to them, just not even fight back.
Just let it
And
happen.
this group of mice apparently
Please, just
started
take me.
getting
I don't even care.
really like nasty looking because they were always having fights. Occasionally the aggression would lead to cannibalism
Cool.
and they would eat the other mice. And then there was a separate section of the male mice who also didn't care. And there was I don't know if it was like later in the evolution, but they would just spend their days eating, drinking, and grooming themselves.
Mhm.
And he called them the beautiful ones.
Oh, so they just became very vain.
Yeah. And they had no interest in actually having any relationships with anyone else
Wow.
or having a sexual relationship with any other mice or anything. They just wanted to eat and drink and make sure they were beautiful.
We call those the CEOs. So they had CEOs and they had incels. All of this is tracking.
And the aggressive male mice also would have sex with each other.
Yep.
Oh,
The
well,
aggressive
they're
ones?
that aggressive.
Well, all of the random males that like weren't involved in anything. So there was like cannibalism and aggression And
An interesting incel
and-
twist.
Yeah.
But I guess the goon cave.
homosexuality
I guess you look at a goon cave.
and-
And you're
Yeah.
probably in that same world.
But
the beautiful ones.
so there's the beautiful
And it-
ones, and then there's
and
the
then
ones
there
that
was-
have gone
gay.
full Mad Max.
And then there was also, of course, the females of this generation who had no real, like, no one was come getting them pregnant. So they were like, well, what are we supposed to do with our lives? And they would also just lay around and not do anything because
They would go
the
get
female mice
jobs.
aren't usually the ones who are like, hey, come make me pregnant.
Mhm.
Like, it's the
Mhm.
male mice. And when
Yeah.
the male mice were showing no interest, then the female mice were just like, well, I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do, whatever. And
Well,
they
they
would
could-
just chill all day. And so then the speed of the population increase started declining. And they like weren't making that many babies. And then the female mice started also feeling aggressive because they like weren't having maternal instincts.
Yeah.
And they would stop taking care of their babies when they did have babies
oh,
and occasionally get aggressive towards their babies. And the whole thing eventually, after peak population was day 560, where they hit 2,260 mice.
that's actually too many.
And after 4 years and 10 months, the last mouse died. And they literally just extincted themselves
Wow. So
through
you
lack of care
Sex.
of continuing.
So like if you get everything you need and want, it will eventually just destroy you.
Apparently.
Wow.
Is that Elon Musk's problem?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just watching him groom
yeah.
himself into
Yeah.
oblivion.
I would think. I know. I think he's more one of the
I
incel
wouldn't
ones.
Say
I would
he's
say he's
one of the beautiful.
I would say he's one of the
ones.
middle. One of
He
those
wants
middle
to be one of the
ones.
beautiful ones, but he's playing.
I think we were talking about a Bezos.
Yeah,
We were
yeah, I think
talking
a
about-
Bezos.
we're more of a.
Which
yeah.
I was just about to say, didn't Mouse Bezos send any of these women mice into space?
No.
Into space to give them purpose?
Joey and I were talking in Just JK about how Bezos is the only dude that gets more fit and yet looks worse. He somehow
Such is his curse.
I don't-
gets
I
buffer
don't-
and buffer.
Zuckerberg
and,
is on the same path. I wouldn't
Oh,
say.
I just we were listen. This is a whole other tangent.
I'm
but
just saying.
Zuckerberg is obviously embracing his art. He made a song with T-Pain,
Oh my God.
which is one of the lamest things I've ever seen in my life. And you know for a fact he thought it was the coolest shit that's ever
Oh,
happened.
yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Just
not even
wanted-
T-Pain's fault. Take the money, T-Pain.
I don't blame. I don't
Don't
blame. him.
get
Oh,
paid
yeah,
to
no,
go
Get paid a
hang
lot
out.
of money.
Get paid to go hang out.
Just
Cool.
unbelievable amount of chodiness.
Yeah.
So
It's
can I?
so funny.
So there's another interpretation of some of this that I think
Is
is
that it's
actually
animal abuse?
well. That's why it's never been. That's why it's never been recreated.
Yeah.
It's because they would never be allowed to do it.
The kind of shit you can do with mice and rats. It's
Right.
not. It's not.
No
the worst.
one's doesn't even
count.
That's pretty gentle.
No one's ever done it again with like the proper like the testing of like other stuff going on. Like I said, it was all observational, and there's a lot of hate for it, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Sure.
But a lot of people basically say, in hindsight, that maybe what was really happening was that a certain group of the mice was more. Yes, there was a abundance of resources,
Yes.
and it wasn't about whether or not the resources were there. It was who was controlling the abundant resources, and that there was still like 25 places where the mice could go and get food. And the food was always
Oh.
there and full. But if you were in charge of
If
the
you
territory
lived
where
there.
that food was,
Oh,
and
damn.
other people weren't allowed in that, other mice weren't able to get in that territory, didn't matter that Universe 25 had abundant food
Yeah.
if you couldn't get to the abundant food.
Interesting.
And it literally at one
Hence
point
they
says,
start fighting and eating each other.
yeah, at one point it says, oh, I lost where it was, but that there was like, the way that the enclosure was is there was like apartments, like
Yeah.
they could like climb up, and there was like all these different nests, and that like some of them would go to the upper areas, like the penthouses they called them,
Sure.
and that like the violent mice were down on the bottom, and like in the middle
It's
running
Elysium.
amok.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Immediately organized that way.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think immediately. The thing went for 4 years, right?
Yeah, but it'll still hit there.
Oh, I can't find where it said
Well.
it. But yeah, it still ended up there where they would go up and like have access to all the stuff, and then the other ones would live in the bottom just around everything.
Listen,
Oh yeah, they were retired to the upper decks of the enclosure while the others formed into violent gangs below, which regularly attack and cannibalize other groups as well as their own.
Yeah, all right.
And so now they're like,
Doom no
maybe
matter
it's
what we
more
do.
of like
Yeah.
who controls the resources is the more relevant takeaway, and not whether or not we have them. Like,
So their theory was
Rich people bum everyone out.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think is what it
Yeah.
comes down to.
Yeah.
It.
I'm bummed out by rich people.
Yeah, me too.
Those fuckers. Kyle, who do we have
Even
to thank
mice.
for this episode?
even mice. At least we're not
Even
eating each
mice
other
now.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, give
Give it time.
Oh, we have a sponsor board, and on that sponsor board, some of the sponsors are real, and some of the sponsors are fake. But the realest of the real, of course, are Patreon sponsors, and this week's Patreon sponsors are Mikiv K
Yay!
and Timothy J.
Yay!
Thanks,
Yay.
sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors, and you too can, of course, get a shout out and become a Patreon sponsor by going to patreon.com/LOJK podcast. And if you join us at the Sally 2 level, you will get a shout out on the show.
Sorry to those two also. They may have been on a little bit longer and we had not updated our shout out board, so that's our bad.
Are bad. So we'll just make you the sponsor for like 15 episodes in a row and make up for it.
But thank you, sponsors.
But yes, thank you, sponsors. And yes, of course, you can join us at patreon.com/LOJK. You can join us for
Podcast.
free. LOJK podcast. Thank you. You can
It's
join
been
us
a year, Kyle.
for free and get books on tape.
Nope.
Movies on books on tape.
Movies on tape.
Books on movies on tape.
Okay, Kyle, listen, here's how you remember. It's actually
If Joey puts his finger in your butt, will you remember that it's movies?
Wait, I'll bend over. I think I would. It clearly has gotten to that point.
the real
When
phrase.
Joey holds up the book, you got to remember that it's not that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
The real phrase is books on tape.
Yeah, but it's not the real thing.
But it's not the real thing. It's the movies that are on tape.
Yeah.
Movies on tape.
But it's movie books.
But we're doing movies only.
But the
But
movies are on books.
on tape.
Well, that's why Brian and I have been saying that should be the name this whole time. but-
Movies
yeah.
on books on tape?
Yeah.
Yes.
It can be.
Or Brian had a great thing where it was just like Joey's movie corner or something. Which
That's why
is
we don't
just-
let Brian name stuff.
Yeah, but it at least gets rid of all
All the
questions.
confusion.
Kyle,
It's
Kyle,
gone.
how about this? Next week, call
Bend
it
over.
anything except books on tape.
Well, here's the problem: is I'll convince myself that I said movies on tape this time because that's what I did this time.
Kyle, finger up your butt. You didn't say that.
Kyle. Movies on tape.
Movies on tape.
All right.
Well, anyway, if you join us at the free level, you get that shit. And then, and then if you decide to pay, you can join our Discord where there's a bunch of cool people and you get a bunch of other bonus stuff like doing commentaries and some little special episodes. You get the pre-lull and the Just JK, the show that just Joey and I do. That sometimes is sad and then sometimes just us venting and then sometimes we just talk about whatever video games we were just playing or whatever.
Sometime
Weird
it's
shit.
a little peek behind the veil.
Yeah.
You know, less of a mask.
You know, it's just us.
it's just us being
Just
real.
getting real.
Us being
Guys, you want to
real.
sell the idea, not.
Okay, well, sure.
There's
Yeah,
tits.
There you go.
there's a lot of them.
There you go.
We're showing them a
A
lot.
lot of tits.
There
No
you go.
video though.
Or we're showing them a lot. Oh yeah, there's no video. Sorry, but we are showing them a lot.
Your own tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get here and they're shirtless. They're putting their shirts back
Yeah.
on every
Yeah.
time.
Well, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm
they're friends.
spraying condiments all over my chest.
It's my
Things
art.
like a chimichurri, a Kewpie mayo,
A cum.
a banana ketchup, a jizz.
A caterpillar covered in bones.
Speaking of jizz,
Not a condiment.
we're also sponsored by another Erewhon Shake.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Oh wait, no, Kyle. Before we're the Erewhon shake.
Oh, I don't know.
He's on the Erewhon shake.
You're already on the Erewhon
You're
shake.
on it. What was the one
Yeah.
before it? Oh.
Over to Cukes.
Oh!
For
We got
Kim.
Kim's Goku Minute.
All right,
Goku Minute.
I got an important thing to say is that I have found this latest string of episodes that we are on particularly difficult to watch as a mother of two 6-year-olds because if there's one thing that I deal with all day that I don't want to have to deal with anymore when I'm relaxing in the evening, is people not fucking listening to what they're supposed to fucking do.
Okay.
And if you've been told something, if you've been told, hey, you need to do this for your personal fucking safety,
Yes.
and then you don't do it, and then you're fucking surprised when you're injured or something happens
Or
to your
absorbed.
personal safety,
Yeah.
like, the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
They tell Android 17 and 18 to get away from Cell like for episodes.
Yeah.
And then we move past that. And then we spend another couple episodes telling Krillin to do the fucking thing that he won't fucking do. And then at one point, Trunks is like, Krillin, ugh. And Krillin's like, what does he want me to do? And I'm like, the fucking thing that he explicitly told you to do. And it is not that big of a deal. But it is infuriating to me
Yeah.
as someone who nonstop is like at least twice a day, even on a day where like I only see them for 2 hours, having to say something like, I've said 3 times now, how many times am I going to have to say it? Like, that is the stage of life we are in right now with these guys. And I just couldn't take the fact that for like the last week we sit down to watch our show and relax,
And it's just more.
and I'm just like, why won't you do the thing he said to do?
You're gonna fucking strangle Krillin.
Oh my gosh,
Look, I gave Kim extra time because it felt like she was really working through some stuff.
it was so frustrating.
But this is not the first time this has come up.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I'm sure.
Goku,
It's
2
Dragon Ball
minutes,
Z.
4
Get,
minutes.
get used to everything taking 8,000 times longer than it
Not
should.
bothered by that, to be honest. Not bothered. Just if they say,
Just
get
that
the
one
fuck
thing.
out of here, get the fuck. Like, literally, people are like, I'm gonna die so that you can escape. And they just go, like, oh my God, he died. Oh.
You were supposed to be
And
escaping.
and then the guy turns around and is like, you're still here. And you're like, oh fuck, I'm still here. Like, oh.
Anyway, Arrow on Jake.
Sorry.
No, it's fine, Kim.
Thank
We
you,
can
Cubes.
work through it.
I
Where-
literally this week was like, well, I know what my fucking Goku minute's gonna be this week. I'm infuriated.
Damn, that could have been Kim's crisis corner.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Damn.
Real pissed off. Android 16 told him 1,000 times to get the fuck out of here.
Fucking 1,000 times.
So, yeah.
We're also sponsored by an Aaron Shake. It is, of course, the Bliss
It
by
looks
Tyla.
nice.
It looks lovely.
Bliss by Tyla. For
The fuck is
those
Tyla?
of us
By
who are
someone?
olds and didn't know who Tyla was
I don't know
until
who that
this
is.
afternoon,
Yes.
Tyla is a South African singer-songwriter who was born in what year? Anyone?
2006.
2008.
Ooh, 2002.
Ooh.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
2000, and then I was like, that's way too old.
Yeah. Anyway, still felt bad.
2008 is
Yeah.
probably too
Anyway.
young, I guess.
Past 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you even be a person
Can they even forget?
if you can't remember?
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad.
I mean, South Africa. They
It is, of course, a signature smoothie that is beautiful.
It is very pretty.
Mhm.
What is it supposed to do? I guess bliss you out.
Taste
I don't know.
good?
I guess taste good.
What's in
It's
it?
called the Bliss. The ingredients are milk, organic coconut milk, Vita Coco Farmers organic coconut water, organic hibiscus tea.
Hey, what's the difference between coconut milk and coconut water?
Coconut water looks like water.
That's the stuff
Clear.
that's actually in
Yeah,
the
that's the
coconut.
stuff
So
that's
it-
clear.
Is milk just like they pulp up the meat?
The
and
flesh?
I think they
mix it in
do.
there?
Yeah.
But coconut water is what's actually inside when you
Yeah.
crack
Yes,
the coconut
in
open,
theory,
and then the
so.
milk is like just ground
Blended
Yeah,
flesh.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Coconut
Maybe with
flesh.
some of that. Maybe with some of that.
Flesh.
Maybe with some of that water in it.
Flesh.
I don't know.
I
Well,
bet
yeah.
they do.
I mean, of
Yeah.
course.
Putting that
Probably.
out there, I
I'm
don't
just
really
thickened.
know.
It's like how
Yeah.
you make a almond miak, but with coconut.
Coconut.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Glad we figured
sorry.
that out.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Organic maple syrup, organic lemon juice,
We intuited
organic
it out.
mango, organic pineapple, vanilla collagen,
Not organic.
Ultima replenisher, lemonade, electrolytes. So just electrolytes.
Okay.
Eldon Minerals silica,
Eldon.
dragon fruit coconut cream.
I was waiting for you to say the pink part, so I guess the dragon fruit makes it pink.
Yeah.
Yes, but also I didn't realize silica.
Was a thing you eat.
Was a thing
Specifically
we
says
eat.
don't eat it.
Yeah, guys, I looked it up immediately. I was like, this bitch is eating silica? Is this a fucking crazy rich person thing? But apparently, silica itself is extremely abundant in fact, is maybe the second most abundant thing on our planet.
Huh.
And it's used as a food additive all the time.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's more of like, yeah, don't eat a big packet of it. Don't do that.
Well, what do you think they're putting in a shake? I imagine it's a packet of it.
Yeah, but it's diluted.
Well, I don't think they're.
I don't
putting
think they're
like
sprinkling a tiny little crumble.
No,
Like,
I
they're
think
putting
it's from a.
scoop
I
of
believe
it,
it's from
right?
a tincture of something like that. I'm sure it's like. I looked it up. I looked up this specific brand. It's
Would
like
they-
a little eyedropper
Oh,
thing. in
yeah,
No,
it.
when they make
Okay.
this stuff, it's got to
Yeah.
be like pre-made.
Yeah, I'm sure it's diluted, and I'm sure that it's like in a specific amount.
What's the
But-
point?
I don't know. I don't know.
But why?
But
It's a
why
mineral.
silica?
Yeah, benefits.
Don't know.
Okay.
No clue.
Something.
No
Huh.
clue.
Huh.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't killing you.
Is it even
that
just like
that
a,
was it.
I
like a
mean,
texture? Does it like thicken it or
No.
something?
To me, it just sounds like the
it's
ingredient.
literally most known as a drying agent, but it is
Why do
used
you
as a
wanna
food additive all
okay.
the time.
Maybe to thicken it. I think it's
I
one of those
mean-
things. It's like if you read the ingredients of your normal food that you would buy, there's shit in there that you're like, what is this? But you still eat it anyway. It's just that.
Yeah.
But it's just an air one, so people think it's good for you.
It can help with your bone.
this says-
Fingernails.
Google AI says that it's usually added as an anti-caking agent to prevent powdered ingredients
Yeah,
from
cool.
clumping together.
Well, that's
That's what
why
I
it's
thought.
like
It's a
in
texture
your
thing.
yeah, but it's like in your.
But what is it actually?
But it's also they
Just
don't. The
that.
Erewhon doesn't do that for these things. There's always some benefit for every
Yeah.
single ingredient.
So they
Okay,
say.
sorry if I kept reading. Additionally, silicas
Inflammation.
believed to have various health benefits, including
Detoxification.
supporting bone health.
Yes, bone health helps with your butt. I don't know. It's just one of those things that does
and improving
everything.
skin, hair, and nail health.
Yeah, it just
See,
does
nails.
everything.
I knew it. Everything that you don't need to eat is
Improved
for your
digestion.
nails.
What are you talking about?
Shit's always for your nails.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah,
Just chop some silica.
I agree. I think it is usually for your nails.
I think you're crazy.
You know what works best for your nails?
We are also
Water.
sponsored by another Temu product.
Whoa.
Don't worry, I fixed this one. There used to be naked nipples on it, but
Oh, it was
What?
actually naked
yeah,
nipples.
I
Okay.
fixed it. It is the.
I can't even tell what
this
that
is
is.
from Temu. I found a new dark corner of Temu, and it is realistic TPE full body sex doll male masturbator, sexy wheat light beige detailed breast, vagina, anus, and cat bottom.
Oh my god.
Suitable for intimate
Cat?
play and
Excuse me. Cat?
yeah.
You think it's supposed to be is a
oh,
bad
it's
translation
suitable
or like
for
a pussy?
intimate play and masturbation, rainbow sex aid, lifelike appearance, TPE doll, removable detailed facial features.
Joey, I think it's just a bad translation and they're trying to say like pussy.
Oh.
I don't know. It could be for like furry things.
I
don't-
don't think there's a I don't think it's
That
a
doesn't
bad-
look like a cat to me.
No.
Yeah.
That looks like titties.
What the- I
I-
don't
but
wanna-
no, but
wow.
if there's like a tail in the back, like somebody
So
put like
the
a
funny
cat tail
thing
in the
about this,
back.
so this is an entire thing on Temu called Silky Doll, and they have a lot of different ones, but they're all the same one. But they made a bunch of AI images where it looks like a lady, but the thing doesn't have legs.
Just a
Like-
torso? Where does
let
it
me
cut
show you-
off?
Oh, and I will say, I'm gonna play you a video because it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Don't show it to the camera if it's something that'll get us taken down.
Feather taking the bra off.
What? Oh my gosh, that was aggressive.
This is on
Whoa!
Temu?
Yeah.
That looks infected.
Oh, oozing.
Kyle, you're visible.
Good.
Shit.
Oh my god. That yeah, when he was like slowly with the hands and then with panties. Oh my
They did
god,
a feather.
so aggressive.
They did a feather
I love
down
the-
its leg.
I love
Well,
the
they're
orange at
pretending
the
it's
end.
real. I just
Fuck,
want to. I
it's
couldn't really
fucking
grasp from
funny,
any of
man.
that though, where the legs stop.
They stop immediately under the butt.
Yeah.
Is there a leg at all, or is it just like
No!
round?
No, there is nothing.
So what was in the video?
I think the thing you're buying.
But they doctored the video to make it look like it had legs.
I
No,
don't know,
I mean that
man.
didn't. They just
Wait,
cut that one.
the
Just
one in the
edited-
video didn't have legs.
Oh, it
no,
didn't?
no, they just never showed it.
That's
No,
what I'm saying. I
it
wanted
was
to
cut
see
off.
where they show it.
yeah,
was
it
cut
definitely
the
is
way it
like
didn't happen.
it definitely. Well, maybe it does have legs.
I just
I don't
don't
know,
know
man.
what
You
we're
could buy
getting
one.
here.
Yeah. Well,
it's gonna
it's
cost you an arm and a
$232.
leg.
Ah.
Pussy in a leg.
$232. Now they have different.
Excuse me?
Color.
232.
232.
That's
they have
before tariffs,
different-
I'm sure.
They have different
and it's not that much
sizes?
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make that in a
Hey,
year.
if we go steal his money,
Yeah,
yeah,
He spent it all tonight.
we got silky dolls for
on
days.
blind box
it's so
shit.
funny. They made so many. Like as far as I can, these look like AI. They're trying to sell me on the idea that it's a full body, posable with rods and shit.
Whoa.
But I didn't get that vibe from the video.
I mean, they just showed the butt a lot.
yeah.
They really showed. They're really focused on that ass.
They really
And it
focus
was-
on
and
that.
it
The
was a-
undershot of the boobs.
That was a lot.
There's a lot
Was
of great.
pretty funny.
So there's a lot of great things.
Are there
obviously.
reviews?
What?
Are there reviews?
No, of course
Oh.
not. Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Also we can just pay
Came great.
We can pay $21 today with a firm. We can get on payment plan.
With
If we
layaway?
want.
Just pay per
Yeah,
month.
basically.
No,
More
they
like
send it to
getting
you
more like
now.
getting laid away.
Let
They
me
send
see
it to
a
you
little bit
now.
more information about this.
Uh-huh.
It is of course made in China. It is without head. Important.
Of course.
And then
It's
there's a lot of good graphics such as large full breasts.
I'm sorry, the fact that they did the feather now makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
Because they want, like, you're doing the feather because you're really pretending that
Uh-huh.
it's real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then she doesn't have a
He doesn't have a
head.
fucking head.
Oh, I can't nut with a head.
So this has they're pointing out large full breasts.
Yeah.
The multi-sensory simulation of visual and tactile sensations will take you over the peak of pleasure.
Over the peak.
Big breast, S-full and elastic, developed leg muscles. So maybe they do,
So
have
do
full
have
legs.
legs.
Slim waist, perfect back curve, without any excess fat. Caress. It's a fucking doll.
I don't want a
caressing the
tubby
soft
doll, though.
skin, the
Gross.
real visual.
How dare her body move in a way that shows that they're alive?
The
Yeah.
real visual impact elevates
What?
your that's not a real word.
Impact elevates. They just left a space out.
No, it's impact elevates.
Impact
Impact
elevates
elevates.
your experience to the point where it's hard to distinguish between real and fake.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, real and fake. Real and
Real
real
fake.
and fake. Real and fake.
Impact television.
Enjoy it to its fullest. Realistic texture. 2 separate tunnels are filled with elasticity and moisture as you enter them. Various
Whoa.
protruding particles, intensely massaging. So this is another thing that I almost put as the graphic. But they show you
The
how
channel.
them holes, what
Whoa.
them holes do. And not only did they show them in this, they show them in even greater detail. Oh, also perfect breasts, release your desires. And it's a fake penis titty fucking. Anyway.
Okay.
Kyle's wandered into the dark side of
I know.
it.
But here's
Whoa,
they do
whoa.
full texture 3D of what the inside and the type of bumps you're getting when you go in each hole. So
Looks like a fucking sandworm.
yeah, 100%.
Make sure you fuck without rhythm.
Fuck without rhythm. 2 channels with 3D texture.
Those look
Jeez.
horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yep.
Anyway, next sponsor.
Don't worry about them. Worry about the large full
I
breasts.
can't believe you just put this in as a sponsor.
What? That?
Yeah.
It's Timu. It's one of our sponsors.
It's Timu.
It's Timu. And now it's gonna be a lot of those. Anyway, we're also sponsored, of course, by Danzig's Flophouse.
Ooh.
And today's we're sponsored by the fuckhole and Danzig's pillow. Just kind of spilling out. This is of
You
course
should go to Temu.
He should have gone to Temu. Temu didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Oh, yeah,
when
that's
It
right.
didn't exist. Otherwise, I bet it would.
You should have
be full.
gone to the
He-
brick pile.
You don't think Danzig's going to Timu now?
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
got
yeah,
a lot
he's
of
going
weird
to
stuff.
Timu
I'd
now.
hate to see his new house. I bet it's a mess.
Oh, it's
He's-
full of Timu. Nothing.
full of
Danzig's
Timu.
going to be
First of
here.
all-
He's all over the city.
Yeah.
First of all, it's it's not. It's an RV. It's not a full
Yes.
house.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
RVs
true.
taped together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a double.
wide. Double wides can
Full
be
of
nice.
Marvin the Martian.
It's a double wide.
Double wides
Yeah.
can be nice.
It can be.
Yeah, and of course that is on his mattress that's on the
From
ground.
here,
Right.
from here, the image just looks like a weird like ghost man laying on his side.
You can see the hole.
You
Is
can
that
see
the
the
white?
whole.
It's the white
I also
one.
look
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it looks like the pillow's face down.
It looks like it's
Can a
been
pillow be face down?
That one is.
it is like it looks like it's been rode.
Yes,
Like for sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course,
It's
we're
road.
also sponsored by Trucks. Drive 'em.
Beep, beep.
That's another thing you ride.
I'm just
And
like,
then-
Oh.
I didn't know it's been rode was proper grammar.
It is for a fuck pillow.
It is for a fuck pillow. Yeah.
All three of us. It is if you're a fuck.
Don't be fucking stupid, Kim.
Get out of here. You clearly never rode a fuck pillow.
God.
You're right. I haven't.
Clearly not. Well, sorry about you. We're also sponsored by the sadly yellow jacketed, but they did pay us through the end of this year. It is, of course, the now defunct XFL team. We're, of course, talking about the LA Wild Jackets. Go Jackets.
Beep beep.
God, we love them. Miss them so much.
You know, was it before the pandemic we started doing them?
Oh, who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who can say?
Okay.
There's no there. This
'Cause
is a pre-pandemic. There's no way this is a 5-year long.
Yeah, no, because you
Dad.
had to be here because your stuff was on the board,
Yeah,
so it would have been after, right?
so hard to tell.
Yeah, who knows?
I guess it's been a while.
You
yeah.
tell us how long the gag's been. And
Oh,
by
way
that, I mean
past
the
funny.
very real.
It's like
Well,
it was funny.
the more you talk about that it's not funny, the better it is.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, that's lucky for us because
'Cause
that
it's
comes up every
super not
time.
funny. Well, whatever. And of course, in Kyle's Crisis Corner, it is my dog shedding ass. He's just fucking shedding all the time right now. It's a
From
real,
the ass.
From the ass, mostly. It's just one of those things where when I look at him,
He's so cute.
No, he's adorable. It's an adorable picture. But it's one of those things because they have like kind of a husky coat. You
The
can just like
undercoat?
it
Yeah.
looks like the Flash, like he's vibrating. Like there's a whole other
Yeah.
thing
Mhm.
going on, and I'm like, oh, that's a whole body of hair.
You didn't even
Like,
know
that's
about.
his
You don't even
entire
know about
body.
it until
Yeah.
this time of year where it just like
And
explodes
it's just like,
everywhere.
Yeah.
listen, this is my life. I've had him for 8 years. I know what it's like, but it's just like twice a year where I can just comb an entire dog out of him every day, and it doesn't fucking matter. But it is like really bad this year, and I don't know why,
When
and
I-
it's driving me fucking nuts.
Just shave them.
When I was
You
growing up,
can't.
we had a.
You can't shave them?
No,
Nope.
It's bad for
you
him,
don't
yeah.
cut their hair
You
at
don't
all.
cut- yeah, you don't shave dog's hairs.
When I was growing up, we had a collie like Lassie, like
Mhm.
with a lot of hair, and I used to have to go like one of my chores was go in the room with the dog, and
Mm-hmm.
basically I could come out once I had produced an entire grocery bag full of dog hair.
Oh yeah.
So about 3 to 4 minutes.
That was for your fuck pillows.
Anyone wanna
want some
get
silica?
healthy?
Some tasty silica.
Some silica?
Yeah, a bunch of that came. They were just giving the silica away with
It
that
just
filament.
comes in boxes.
Yeah, it says don't eat it because they want you to buy
you
it.
out. Yeah, they want you to buy it like a chump.
People giving it away.
Face you made just then
What?
when silica dried
Because it
you
dries
out.
you out.
That's how you dry, like you dry towards your center.
It's the end of Last
Sure.
Crusade when that guy
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
becomes
exactly.
bones.
Too much silica. That's what was in there.
When that guy becomes bones. And then, of course, Kyle's Real Crisis Corner now and potentially forever.
Oh,
Probably
Jesus.
forever.
The election
Yeah.
results. It just gets worse every time. And we like to end on a bummer.
Way to bring us down.
Yeah. Huge fans.
You get down here with us.
Get down here.
This is where we really live.
I
spend our
kind
time.
of stopped following the news the past like week and a half just
Great.
because I
love
was
that for you.
well,
I
I
think
was
that's
working overtime and just like not sleeping
You just don't
because
have
I would like
you
read
can't.
it and it's like I'm like and then once I stopped doing that I was like my life is so much better. And then today I was like deep diving to find
Catching up.
topics and everything. And I'm just like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so fucking stupid. It's unreal. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening to our comedy podcast, patreon.com/LOLJK podcast. Join as a free patron. We're about to end Ace Ventura, go into Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. Sorry to spoil the ending of Ace Ventura live on this show, but you had some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Welcome to all the new free patrons. Love to see it.
Welcome.
Yep.
We have double the amount of patrons over paid patrons,
Nice.
but we are getting people in.
That's right.
That's step one.
That's step one.
Yeah.
Step
Step
two?
two, Ace Ventura.
Step 3.
Lure them in.
Ace Ventura When
Profits.
Nature Calls. Step 4, they
Step
leave
3,
probably.
we save up for the Temu doll.
But thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time. I've been Joey Reiner.
Comic Bay.
I'm Kim.
I'm Brian.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.